Hey guys, it's Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, and I am also joined by my wonderful co-host, Sunita Allister. How are you today, Sunita?
I'm doing good, Prince. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm glad to be back in the studio and be able to do videos with you again. It feels like it's been a while between channel partners and then getting sick after, and my connection flight from Mexico, and it's just good to be back. I want to talk today with you because I think this is new news to you as well, but also the viewers. It's not new news anymore. It was when I wanted to do this video, but I think it happened right before channel partners, so I was not in the office or in the studio anyways. But I want to talk about the fact that HP and Poly have decided to go under acquisition. So let me read to you this article that actually comes from HP's website. It's on investor.hp.com. And the article, it's a pretty large article, but just a couple of excerpts I want to read say HP Incorporated today announced a definitive agreement to acquire Poly, a leading global provider of workplace collaboration solutions, in an all cash transaction for $40 per share, implying a total enterprise value of $3.3 billion, dollars, inclusive of Poly's net debt. It further goes on to say the acquisition accelerates HP's strategy to create a more growth oriented portfolio, further strengthens its industry opportunity in hybrid work solutions, and positions the company for long term sustainable growth and value creation. Now, I have a lot that I want to say about this subject, but I want to hear what you think about this first at a glance, just in surprise. What are your thoughts about HP, a computer, which is predominantly known as what? Computers and printers, like laptops,
Mhm.
desktops, and printers, and ink and things like that. What do you think about this acquisition in general? Be honest. What's your initial
Uh,
thoughts?
I'm surprised.
Everybody that I talked to said the same thing. When I talked to other
Mhm.
vendors, like when the day the news broke, I had found out about the news from VoIP Supply. VoIP Supply
Mhm.
messaged me a direct message in my chat and said, "Hey, I think you and Sunita should cover this." And then, of course, I talked to people at Vonage. I talked to people at Nextiva. I talked to some people at Ring Central, and all of them, they didn't think the acquisition was bad. They were just kind of like, "Wait, who? What?" They were like, "It's." They thought it was kind of an odd
Exactly.
match. So,
Exactly. Exactly.
any other thoughts on this at a glance before I weigh in? Because I got a lot to weigh in on this one.
I would like to know why, because it's very surprising. I mean, HP and Poly uh, are very different, two different directions, and they're just, not going parallel, but they are merging. So it's surprising.
Yeah, it's a weird one. So here's my
Mm-hmm.
thoughts on. First, I'm going to start with the why I think it happened. Then I'm going to tell
Mm-hmm.
you the what I think is going to happen with Polly's brand, and then we're going to jump
Mm-hmm.
into my concerns, and I'm going to be brutally honest. Okay, the why it happened. You already know this because you sell contracts all day, every day with the providers, but you also assist people in figuring out, whether Yealink is a good fit, Poly's a good fit, and so you see, I
Mm-hmm.
guess we'll say the healthy competition between probably Poly's biggest competitor currently, which is Yealink. Um, it's no secret that Poly has had some major chip shortages that have caused some major stock problems with the ability to get their product over 2021. It's gotten a little better this year into 2022, but it's still there. But 2021 was just awful, where a lot of providers I personally saw were stopping selling Poly until further notice and switching to Yealink or to something else. Like, what did Uma switch to recently that I heard about? Uma switched to, oh man, I can't even remember. Grandstream. So some people
Mm-hmm.
went all Yealink. I saw a lot of providers that switched to Yealink as their free phones, where Poly historically, ever since I've had this business, ever since I've had the YouTube channel, has always been the free phone, one of the entry level Polys in the series. But I saw a lot of providers switching to Yealink and some switching to Grandstream. That being said, HP is a big company. They're global. They ship stuff all over the place. I think they manufacture their own chips for their laptops and things like that, and probably have really good connections in China to get those things. So I think Poly going under acquisition with HP was probably also a bet or a bid to eliminate, possibly indefinitely, their chip shortage issues. That's what I think the why is. I think Poly has been maybe hurting financially a little bit because of the last
Hmm.
2 years of shortages. Let's be real. And then I also think that they needed to find a way to get somebody else in the door that has better access to raw materials, better access to the chips and things like that. Where
Makes
do I
sense.
think? Yeah. Well, what are your thoughts? Any thoughts on that before I move in? I move to where I think this is going to go. Any thoughts on this regarding the chip shortage? Or would you like to share any experience you've had with the chip shortage or just while that was going on when dealing with
Well,
customers?
so far, as I have experienced, all of my clients, some of them they know about polygam and yelling, some of them they just simply know that there are IP phones. So, to be very honest, if it works for them, definitely I'll be happy for them. It should work for them because if they are taking a very big step to just make it just happen and not to lose most of their customers, then I think it should work for them in a good way as they're expecting it to be.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So let's talk about where I think it's going to go.
Hmm.
Well, I guess I kind of already jumped into where I think it's going to go. I think this acquisition is going to fix the chip shortage problem indefinitely. I think that uh, I think that the Poly brand will not change. That's one of the biggest concerns that I think most people, customers, and VoIP service providers that I talk to are worried about was, oh, is it going to be called Poly HP now on the phones, or is the orientation and dynamic and what everybody has come to know and love about the Poly phones going to change? I don't think that's going to happen. I talk with lots of people that love Poly, like they're diehard Poly connoisseurs, and I think if HP is smart, HP will let Poly keep doing what they've been doing because they have a very strong brand and people love the brand. I've never really talked to anyone that made a comment and told me, oh, I can't stand Polycom phones, or I just hate the way they're laid out, or I don't like that model or the configuration. Never. Only thing I've ever heard anybody complain about regarding Poly is, oh, I couldn't get any because they don't have any in stock because of the chip shortage. That's it. So I think
That's
that
true.
I think the Poly brand, their marketing, I think their marketing will be stronger because now they're infused by a company that's got essentially HP's got essentially unlimited funds in the market. So I
Hmm.
think it's going to improve their marketing in a big way. Um, but I don't foresee the brand changing, the actual polyphones themselves, which has been a lot of people's concern. I also don't see the prices changing either. If anything, it could become cheaper because it's backed by a bigger company that can promote more supply and demand. Um, my concerns. So let's jump into this. Historically, and I'm going to be brutally honest here, folks. For those of you, the viewers watching this, you know I keep it real on this channel. Historically, I personally, for those who don't know, my background before I got into telecommunications was IT. I'm a network engineer. I'm a computer repair. I've got computer repair and network engineering certifications and all that kind of stuff. That was how I came up, and then I slowly evolved into telecom. Um, and I can honestly say that, in my humble opinion, HP, out of all the providers out there, has been like the most trash computers that I have ever personally worked on. I mean, to put it into perspective, I remember at one point I was certified in Richmond, Virginia to do warranty work within a 50-mile radius on computers. I did warranty work for Apple, I did warranty work for Lenovo, I did warranty work for Dell, and I did warranty work for HP, and I even did Acer. And I even did Gateway, and now I'm showing you guys my age, if because I've worked on Gateway computers. But I can honestly say, for like every 50 service tickets that I got of people in just a 50-mile radius that needed computer repair, and it was all kinds of stupid stuff, like computers that were bought like less than a month old, less than 2 months old, or something like that. I would say for every 50 tickets I got, like 25 to 30 of them, so we're talking roughly 60 or 70% of them, was just HP service tickets, warranty related, like breaks, repairs, failures, things like that. But in the defense of this acquisition, I don't see why HP would feel the need to stick their hands into Poly's manufacturing process. Does that make sense, Sunita?
Hmm.
I think it would be smarter to just infuse the Poly division of HP, the now new Poly division of HP, with the funds and the resources they need to keep doing what they're doing. but on steroids. Don't interfere in their manufacturing process. Don't interfere in their machinery that automatically makes these things on an assembly line. Just let them keep making the high quality product they've been making. And Jesus sakes Christ, please don't let HP get their manufacturing hands on the poly product, because I just don't see that ending well. I'm just being honest. What do you think in regards to that?
I agree with you because this will keep the same essence of the product Polycom already have, because other ways, if it's going to be merged with something which they are not been making from since they are in the market, it's
Yeah,
going to be a disaster. It's going to take away the true essence, true soul of the product of the company. So I
yeah,
think they can just be some separate departments. They can just work together. They can be in a parallel form, but they cannot merge in a way so they can just take over the charge of the manufacturing and everything. So
yeah,
this is gonna hurt the process.
yeah. Fingers crossed. Let's hope. So
Yep.
that pretty much concludes this video. For those of you, the viewers who are watching, tell us in the comments below, what do you think about this acquisition? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Do you think it's going to help Poly? Do you think it's going to hurt Poly? Do you think it's going to influence the quality of future Poly products or their manufacturing process in any way? Tell us what you think below. As always, Sunita, I want to thank you for being here and weighing in and giving your input.
Thanks for having me.
And as always, this is Prince Rich and Sunita Allister with Rich Technology Group, your go-to folks for the best deals on business phone and internet service in the United States. We'll catch you guys again in the next video.